Hello, and welcome to the case review of Costa Vega, where we reflect on the previous episode and do a thing called Stars and Wishes. And we added a third one,
Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Yes.
And we almost never make them through all of them. Yes, there's stars, which is what we like, wishes, what we hope will happen, and sparkles, you got to say a thing that you yourself did that you're proud of. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I go first all the time. It's like, why don't we start with, first of all, I'm just going to say, that was a delight. Oh my God.
It was so fun.
Having like a family member and, just like felt like expanded everything so much that,
I missed rolling dice with you, Rick, bud.
Oh, I miss rolling dice with you too. We all did.
It's so nice to have another opportunity, Drac. Like I've captured Caitlin, but like
it's literally been 2 weeks since I've like rolled with you last, and I'm like, it's too long. Why haven't I been playing games with Sam?
I mean, think of how I feel. It's like Sam has been on, I think every show I've ever worked in the RTG space. Vast, Shielded Tomorrow, Tempting Fate, Power Play. So I feel like I've gone like now 100 years without seeing Sam. Yeah, it's like,
I just can't. I'm so sad after 2 weeks. I can't even imagine. Right, you're so brave and beautiful.
Real fast. Everyone's gonna have to go fast because we get a lot of people and a lot of stuff. Okay, you go first. Stars, wishes, sparkles.
Stars, just the fact that I think we talked about it during break, but just that Drac didn't know that the power play pull was on purpose made me very happy. I thought that was so funny. And like the full like straight face commitment to it of everybody across the board was amazing. I love that so very, very much. The scene where it was just like, oh, I'm gonna distract the deli guy. We just immediately all spread out. I could see that, like, that's very cinematic TV was just so good. Yeah. It was like no words, just like point and then move. Everybody move. Like coming up with the order, Drac, so funny. That was phenomenal. I'll shout out to Rick for after we've like just kind of gotten our like swing of how this goes with 2 players, we threw a third one in and you still managed to wrangle all of us. Extremely good. Just Sam Wright is so good. I love them so much. I'm so glad to like we chatted about it beforehand, but like having the Musketeers, having them be the 3 Musketeers and getting to just they're so good. And like you coming in to like play this character for the first time, play the system for the first time, and like being like the bearer of lore, that's very, very good. That's very hard. You did very good. I think that's there's stars. Somebody else go. I have not read through all my I should like read through my notes. I know we just played, but I've already forgotten everything.
Drac, you want to do stars?
Yeah, sure. Stars, of course, Sam. I absolutely love Wright, and it's gonna leak into my wish as well, but I feel like you played it so well that we had like a history. My wish was one day just like no mystery, nothing. We just talk in character for like an hour or two. Like we just have like a slice of life episode or something like that.
Day off game.
I'd love to.
Day off game.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. But yeah, you did that so perfectly, coming in with like. Obviously, not everyone saw this, but like before, in pre-show, Sam asked us a bunch of questions just to get a better gauge of our characters, and I think that really showed in their playing of Wright. And so like that just makes me really wish like one day we just have that episode of like, hey, I'm bored. We just show up at Comic Labyrinth and we're like, can we hang out? We're not gonna buy anything. Can we just chill? And just have a
this is a thing done in comic shops.
Yeah. So just kind of vibe out. That'd be awesome. But Caitlin, of course, star for I find it so amusing whenever Annie is like, okay, I'm gonna run distraction. I'm gonna be the one to talk.
I gotta run interference real quick.
Because me and Annie and Justin have the same number in hearts, but mine is just boosted because of public speaking. It's nearly always able to use that. So like we're both pretty much good at talking, but just I feel like Annie's just bad at lying, maybe, or like
she just doesn't like other people, and so she she can make her way through a conversation, but she like hates it.
Yeah.
Whereas like you're good at talking to people and you enjoy it, then like that's where the difference comes.
So it's always so funny watching Annie actively hate the situation they're in when they're trying to talk someone out or be a distraction. I just love that. Rick, I'm gonna obviously echo what Caitlin said. Asking a group of 2 people and be like, I'm ready to do 3 and doing it incredibly. But but also I really liked the I love Wayne. Like Wayne is such like because like he's so bad at being a cop that I'm like, he doesn't count, I guess. I guess I'll let him. He doesn't count. Like he's so actively like he doesn't. I don't even think he wants to be a cop. Like I'm getting the vibe that he's just there because maybe his dad got him into it. Like he just actually doesn't want to be.
I want that
And
for him.
In every moment I feel that energy from him, and that's honestly the only reason why I'm comfortable with calling him. So I'm like,
You're right.
hey, I know you fucking hate this, but
All cops are
I might die
bastards,
right
including
now.
Wayne, who is bastard affectionate.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Wayne so much. I think you give him such an interesting character where because we talked about this again, how we're like we're very ACAB, but it's kind of hard to not have police involved in some way, shape, or form
When there are dead
with
bodies
a
and
show like this.
Yeah.
So making him so incompetent and so just he made it in a way that made it feel comfortable for me to be like, yeah, I guess we're gonna team up with this every so often. But yeah, and also I would just chill with Wayne. I think he seems pretty cool. Sparkle, I think that was my best yet of like winging it and just talking.
That's
to
what
the
I
person
said. I think it was
actively.
so good.
I think that's
So
the best
good.
I've done so far. And I think that was even when I was doing, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Where did this idea come from? My body just moved and my mind just moved on its own.
I mean, that's how we do
That's
it.
my
Like,
Sparkle.
yeah, it's so good.
Sam DeLev.
Yes. Celestial objects. The first one goes to Rick Budd because this is the first time I've been a guest on a Rick Budd show. We actually talked about that leading into this, but it means it's the first time I've gotten the guest treatment and seen how Rick preps guests. It is so helpful, so comprehensive without being overwhelming that I could get a good sense of interpersonal lore, of character, of what I needed for my exposition without it being overwhelming, knowing what to do if something weren't in those prep materials, or I couldn't improvise it on the spot, how to throw it back to Rick. He made sure I was prepped on all of that as I was recounting the bits of the mystery, helped me come up with and support the character with a bunch of fun ideas. Like, he's also just very fun to bounce ideas off with. But I knew that as a player. Like, he's always been super fun with that.
And I think we're out of time. Oh well, what a shame.
I'm gonna fight you, Rick.
No, I mean, seriously, there is a particular art specifically to bringing guests into your pre-existing world in a way that they can meaningfully contribute and in a way that gives them as much as they can put into their brains, while making it put into a brainsible. And gosh, there's no one better in the game. There are zero people better at that than Rick Budd.
No.
Sam only says
respectfully, I'm not asking for your opinion, Rick Budd.
Yeah.
These are facts.
Things. True things.
Yep, I do. 2, celestial object to Drac. Yes, for pretty much every extemporaneous cover up that happened. I loved that the plan could effectively be, all right, one or two of us are going to sneak around. Drac, you talk. And Drac's just like, I've got this. Yes. I will simply talk, and it will be comedy gold. So please do alert your local alchemists to give them the recipe for turning things into gold. I understand that has been centuries in the making in their field. And Caitlin, of course, as you know, I have no appreciation or celestial objects for you at all. I despise working with, and oh wait, no. So I really loved how quickly a connection could form between characters who could have been a little too alike. I mean, partially because they are cousins, but purely from that narrative, you want to have connection without overlap. These were kids with their heads in a book, kids, but they felt so beautifully distinct, and I think that is such a credit to who Annie is and the depths that Annie has, that if another character, maybe like a super computational character, were put in front of her, you would simply draw out different sides of Annie that would allow it to be a counter to that character. Like I could feel some of the choices that allowed it to settle into a balance. And that's some really impressive and very subtle sort of stuff going on. My wishes are selfish. My wishes are extremely selfish. I love the cases, and I would like the cousin to cause problems and growth and problems and growing problems.
Homegrown
Why
problems.
not all of these? Because we had
Growing
many
problems
pre-show.
and problematic growth.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Exactly. Just all of the above. But just the family vibe was so immediate
good.
and so wonderful and so delightful. And apparently I am being forced to do small units of combustion.
Yeah.
So to that end, I love knowing deep in my heart that no matter who she plays, Caitlin will have snacks.
I always play a
Thereby
character with a
enabling doggo
bag.
bribe.
I always have a character who has a bag. I don't know. That's just kind of become.
I know this, and so you know, I'm sure Wright knew it as well, so it got to fit into character because we knew out of character. I could say snacks, and even if I hadn't known any particular detail about Annie, I know Caitlin.
Caitlin has snacks. Caitlin has snacks.
Caitlin has snackles, and now I can have dog.
They're so good.
Thank you.
So that is just about our 12 minutes.
No, pause. Stop that 1 sec, sir. You need to give your sparkles. I actually also do too. So my wish is to have Wright come back, first of all, because I love them and this was so.
I think that's everybody's wish, right?
Yeah. Everybody's wish, of course. And then I just need to sparkle that I immediately said tax fraud. Like Act 1.
Yeah. You said that, and like Sam brought up the tree that brings flowers, and I was just like, well, this one's all done pretty much.
It was so funny in the beginning. You were like, I thought we'd do this the first half in the first 8 minutes, and then we did. But it turns out we did actually kind of get most of the stuff. We
we got all about it. We kind of got back around to it.
That setup on this one was really good, Rick. Not that any other ones have been bad or anything, but like it felt so tight. Like every single element that we picked up, even if we had no goddamn idea what we were looking at, it was so tight by the end. I was like, oh, nothing felt superfluous. Nothing felt like it was a wasted detail. There was no it all felt good. Like it wasn't over. It didn't feel over the top, and it didn't feel under. Like we got to the end, and I was like, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I think that is so funny because because of like the beginning where it was like nobody investigated anything, and it just I
did so much investigation.
It took all this time. It was all these things that I thought were going to happen within minutes to took the entire first half. Yeah. So I sort of had to start just rebuilding the second half out of just the beats that we needed to get to where we're going.
That's why you're such a good GM. You're the best one who's ever done it. Honestly, you can't.
Stop doing that.
No. You're just confirming all of your previous statements.
You're fired.
You can fire me. You can fire me, Rick. You can fire me, Rick.
I guess I can't. But
yeah.
Your partner, but I can't. But if I could, no. So it was that was hilarious. It was just watching it all just get immediately just freaking derailed. We
knew literally
most of any game we've done on this show so far. But since we're overtime, I'm going to go real fast and just essentially it's Justin and Annie. Y'all have kind of. You're getting to the point where you've got that down to a science. The both of you just you are really just firing on all cylinders there. And I loved Cousin Wright. I loved having Sam essentially just the little weird moments like the secret agent and stuff is great, but it was it's that feeling of when I say the word, there's a Doberman, and before I get to the end of the word Doberman, I can see Sam is already planning to own and adopt this dog and love it forever.
As soon as I knew there was a dog, I was like, okay, what else? What can I do that lets Sam try to open the store? Because I'm not going to be the one. It has to be Sam. Of course, Sam's going to get to hang out with the dog. And then you were like, let's split up. And I was like, oh yeah, of course we're going to split. Sam and I are
Split the party.
We're the co-chairs of the Split the Party Foundation.
Split the party.
The Split the Party. And so as soon as I was like, okay, how am I going to do something else to let Sam get in and see the dog first? And then you're like, split the party. I was like, oh, duh, of course. That's the answer.
What if we simply
simply split the party again? Like, oh,
And it
duh,
was
of course.
perfect because like I was in a hurry to get done there, and at that point it was like I had a person to find the guy who needed help, and a person to find the comic book who instead knocked over a vase, and somebody to attack the bad guy. But you did make friends with the dog, which turned out to be crucial.
That was the
If
bigger
not,
win. Yes.
he would have attacked. Killer might have attacked.
It was really good, very good ending.
Not that perfect, baby.
No, Killer's a misnamed dog. His name should be Snuggle Muffin.
We talk all the
Maybe.
time about like how much we love splitting the party, and like we mentioned it like that the first episode. You're like, oh, we haven't split the party that much. I'm like, I think we split the party every scene. Like
Every
how
episode, yeah.
like
Yeah.
natural it feels, even like with such a small group that we could still, with 3 people, split us up completely. And the pacing was awesome. And like I mean, I've said this about Power Play. You're just so good at shuffling.
Rick is the
and,
best
like,
party splitter in the game.
oh
No.
yeah, ever. No one does it like he does. And so like last second, as you're trying to scramble to get us all the party, like we just split the party because it's fun, and then you're like, hey, watch this become the perfect TV setup, like boom, 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 and like it's amazing. It's so good. It's
The
always
real
good.
writer, not Engelford. That guy.
Hey Rick Bud, what's your sparkle?
Choosing Sam DeLev to
Cop out.
play.
That's a cop out. You did that one on the first episode. We said you weren't allowed to do that one again. Not the first time we did it. That is true and
That's not a
correct,
cop
however.
out. That was a stroke of casting genius.
No, you did it to us. You did it. You
Think
already
of how
did it to us.
badly miscast that role
You
could have
already-
been.
you already
You
did.
already
You already
used
did
that.
that.
You
You're
said you
good at
can't do that
casting.
anymore.
Yeah, you can't
did
use
that
the
when
casting
said
genius. You
chose
already did
me
that one.
and Caitlin. Yeah.
Yep. Like it's still true, but like you already used that one.
In this
Please.
particular case, I am very happy that I was able to sew this one up into something that resembled an episode by the end, and did not go too far past the length that I thought it would be.
What was our final time?
I don't know. I think probably like 2 hours and 30 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh, that's
like a-
not bad at all.
game
That's
time.
like perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. We
yeah.
knocked that out of the park. I was worried. I was like, oh my god, did we
I'm
pass?
guessing. I think, yeah, based on my timing, but I don't know if that addition is correct because I can't do math.
That's very
But
nice. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's great.
but we are so far over now.
Yeah, but
I
Sam's here,
want to
so we
thank
get
Sam
to.
DeLev one more time, and thank you for joining us on the case review of Costa Vega. We will see you next week, right back here. Thanks, everyone.
Right back.